Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 83. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Bethesda announcing Fallout 76. We're going to be talking about the best and the worst of the week, and we're going to have a video game spotlight. And guess what? I had all the homework again, so we have our games. Name the game, gamer trivia, and fan favorites.
Howdy ho, everyone. Hopefully everyone's weekend was a good one. Welcome back to the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 83. I am one of your hosts, Johnny Mack, and I'm here with my fellow hosts, my friends, Garrett Laney.
Dobby has no master.
And Joshua Gerard.
Hi.
Yeah, he sent me a random ass text about Dumbledore.
Dude's badass.
He is. He is.
Dude's badass.
I just wish that you read the books, man. Like, it doesn't mean much to me that you say that having just watched the movies. That's all.
Sorry to disappoint you.
You're not, but that's okay. All right, guys. Well, before we hop into today's show, we're going to go ahead and give the spoiler warning. But terrible spoiler of the week time.
Yeah. You guys watch that show where the dead walk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Should I fear them, or is this just regular AMC,
just
the dead walk?
Just regular AMC's the dead walk again. In the second season, there's a girl named Sophia that gets lost, but everyone's searching for her for a long time, but she was hiding in the barn the whole time.
Yeah, it's considered to be probably one of the worst seasons of The Walking Dead.
Season 2?
Yeah, it's considered to be one of the worst.
Yeah, but that was a nice, crazy twist, though.
Is that the one that Spotlight? What's her face? Starts with an A.
Andrea. She's in it quite a bit.
No, she was Spotlight season 3.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody likes her.
Which is sad because in the actual comic, she's a beast.
I remember you telling me.
And, she actually just died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Not terrible spoiler.
Follow-up spoiler.
Well, they don't know if we're talking about the show or the comic.
Right. For real spoilers, though, guys, make sure you check our show notes on scspodcast.com. There you'll be able to look at our show notes and see what's going on with our show beforehand, so you'll know everything going on and be up to date before we get into the content.
She's dead in both.
She is dead in both. All right, so we're kickstarting a couple new segments today. Love some feedback, guys, on if you enjoy this or if you don't. If you're like, you know what, go back to the old way. But essentially, guys, what we're doing here is we're doing some new segments to kind of spice things up, change up the flow. Still giving you guys opinions, fun content, comedy. But in a different way that allows for us to be a little bit more free flow. So this first part, focuses on news, and this is best and worst of the week. So each of us are going to go through with a couple of minutes on what we felt was the best news and the worst news of the week. So I guess we'll just go round robin, starting from the person whose week it is for the homework. Joshua, that's you, so we'll have you kickstart.
Don't call me weak. We already went through this before.
Sorry.
All right, so my best news, my favorite news, it was actually a little bit of a surprise. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So it's not the core Pokemon game we thought we were going to get, but it's a new take, and I think it's pretty cool that there's a lot of people that like Pikachu. There's a lot of fans that like Pikachu, and Pokemon Yellow really took that to heart. Like, hey, yeah, Pikachu follow you around. And in this game, the next Pokemon that you would probably love is Eevee to have follow you around. And I think it's cool that they've allowed it where you have a protagonist and you have a Pokemon that follows you around and they're two different games. I don't know particularly if they're going to be two different versions. Like, you have different Pokemon you can either train, catch, or fight, and it looks just like a Pokemon game, but with some open world exploration elements. And I think this was a cool announcement coming out on November 16th. This year. My favorite thing about this announcement is the Pokeball Plus, which is essentially a Pokeball controller with an analog stick and buttons, and you can take it with you, and in real time it can actually pair with your phone for Pokemon Go, and it'll vibrate and you can play with your Pokemon, and it adds some real life applications. So just the fact that it's a legit Pokeball you can take with you and you actually utilize is really cool.
This so close to being worst of the week for me. I don't like this. It's just more Pokemon Go, which, if you remember correctly, I played the heck out of Pokemon Go when it came out.
You didn't remember that.
This just seems like more of that. I don't want this. how dare you bring a Pokemon game to the Switch and not make it the thing that we've been wanting and craving for nigh on 20 years? Like, give us that game. And I know it's supposed to be coming. I know that. But why can't that be the thing you focused on?
I don't think it's fair to say that. They have been focusing on it. It's coming out in 2019. We are getting a core Pokemon game.
Why can't this come out in 2019?
Maybe this was faster to make. Maybe this was quicker.
Maybe they put all those
they just want to give you little Pokemon something on your Switch. Because there's nothing on the Switch Pokemon
maybe they just, put all the resources from this into Pokemon Switch Real and maybe make it 2018.
That's what it's going to be called.
Pokemon Switch Real and Unreal.
So, all right, cool. All right. So for myself, best of the week would be Detroit Become Human. So that technically came out last week, but been playing it this week. I'm enjoying it a lot. It does have some of the same problems as other David Cage games like Heavy Rain.
Quantic Dream.
Yeah, just general Quantic Dream issues. But I say David Cage because he runs and heads these things. But the game is fun. The graphics are nigh on just beautiful.
That's good. It's a gorgeous game. That's one thing that Quantic Dreams is good at, is making a gorgeous game.
Yeah, and the actual story is pretty good. There's some plot holes and issues here and there, especially for a game that's so focused on narrative that you can't have plot holes, man. Like, that's what this game is. There's nothing else besides the plot. But it is fun. One of the best and worst things in the game, funnily enough, is at the end of every level, every scene, whatever you want to call it, you have kind of like your flow chart of what you did, what you could have done, grayed out essentially, because you don't know what those things were, but right. it leaves a lot of mystery. And then you're able to press a button and you're able to see the statistics for everyone else in the world who's also playing the game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so,
cool.
Are you playing it?
I'm not playing it.
No.
No.
Okay. You're watching someone
saying it like
you're watching someone else play it?
Yeah, I'm watching someone else play it and enjoying it thoroughly. Do you have a favorite robot?
I don't care about any of these people.
They're androids, sir.
And they are androids.
I know.
They're not robots.
Just doing
robots.
He was insulting them, jerk.
No, tin cans.
So, I mean, if I had to pick one,
come on, you know it's Marcus.
It's not. It's probably Connor.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I like Connor.
Cool. All right.
He's a try-hard. He's trying really hard to get Lieutenant Anderson to like him. But that's my best of the
Clancy
week.
Brown?
Yep.
All right. Moving on to my best of the week. It's a real quick one. It wasn't even it was officially announced. Ubisoft, developer, has confirmed, after many leaks of merchandise going up online,
right,
that the next Assassin's Creed game will be in Greece and be titled Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As far as I know, Cappy is not in this.
Nope. Probably not. Well, you never know.
You do never know.
There was a Rabbids game with Mario, so you could have a Mario little snippet in there.
There have been a lot of strange crossovers when it comes to both Square and Ubisoft as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm excited. Assassin's Creed, I'm sure this is going to take the Origins kind of format of things, where it's RPG, leveling up, items with stats and all that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to traversing Greece and seeing a lot of that kind of narrative and a lot of that culture. So, Looking forward to it.
All right, time for worst of the week. Worst news of the week.
So, Johnny, you touched up on it a little bit. My worst news of the week is that our core Pokemon game is not coming till 2019. Pokemon Company announced that. I don't feel like I'm even going to buy the game, and I even said before on a previous podcast, I'm okay with no more Pokemon in general. I'm okay if it just lived its course and it just stops. But for what the Switch needs, it needs another core game to draw attention to the Nintendo franchise. And I feel Pokemon is the next game to do that. We had Zelda, we had Mario as the two big cores, and I think Pokemon should be the next one. And it's a shame that it's getting pushed, or not pushed. It's not releasing till the end of next year.
Yeah.
From what they announced. I feel it should have came sooner, but if they're gonna extend it and take another year and a half, it needs to be great. It needs to have something new, something fresh, and something maybe that is exclusive to the Switch. Maybe not necessarily motion controls. I don't want to see motion controls. Like to catch your Pokeball like they're doing with the new game that's coming out this year. Eevee. Yeah, where you have to wave your Joy-Con to catch the Pokeball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care for that. But we'll see.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe back last year's E3, they already announced that the core Pokemon game was being worked on and will be released in 2019.
I don't know
So
if I gave a date for
It doesn't mean anything though.
it's not news to find out that it's not coming this year.
It's a kick in the face, I think, to release this and still leave that at 2019. That means that this has been in development for a while.
It does, but they've already stated that, hey, we got something coming for you. It's not till next year.
Yeah, but that's the point. Isn't that it's coming in 2019? The point is that we're getting this garbage before we get that.
I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think it's going to be garbage. I think it could be still a lot of fun. It's just not the core Pokemon game that you're expecting right now.
You won't play this.
I probably will not.
Yeah. So why are you defending it?
Well, because I can not like something and still defend it.
It just seems like a weird stance to say I don't like something, but I will defend it.
Johnny, I don't respect your decision, but I will fight to the death for you to have your right to have
That's
that
not how that
decision.
goes at all. That is not it.
You get the gist.
No, I don't. You didn't get it. I will say really quick though that it's funny that that Eevee is backup Pikachu. Like, you know, he's
I didn't even see Eevee as backup Pikachu.
well. What I mean is like Pikachu's their mascot. So what they felt that Eevee was the next closest thing to Pikachu as far as mascot worthiness.
It's kind of weird. I don't feel that way about Eevee.
You can't not like Eevee though.
No, Eevee's cool. I just don't put him in the same category as Pikachu.
I mean, honestly, he's way better than Pikachu.
What if like later in the game you can choose a stone and evolve whatever Eevee you want?
That's cool. Can I get a Raichu then?
Maybe.
That's exactly why Eevee's better. He can literally become every single type
every
except
animal,
like dragon
or ghost.
and ghost, all their like periphery ones.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Dragon, ghost, ground, rock, but everything else like he could become.
Is there a leaf version?
There is.
There is.
Leafeon.
Oh.
There's no normal version. It's just Eevee.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
Well, Eevee is the normal version.
But
well, he can't get bigger. He can't get stronger.
Oh, you mean like an evolution of like the normal one? Maybe that's the next thing.
Maybe.
What normal evolution?
Pokemon researchers could never find this out till decades later.
Eevee.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it'd be one of those things, right? Like, how do you know that this new thing that you see is an evolution of Eevee until you see it? Like, they may have seen it already, or someone, but no one has put it together that this is Eevee new. Like, this is him grown up.
Yeah, I get you.
So, yeah. Cool. My worst news of the week. So I had a few options for this. But ultimately, it's Assassin's Creed getting leaked.
Not so much that it's another Assassin's game, but that it got leaked, or that there's just another
Marches
Assassin's
out.
game.
Yeah, I mean,
there.
it's all encompassing. Like, here's another Assassin's Creed game, but more so, like, protect your IP. Like, why does this keep happening to you? It's just, at this point, it must be happening on purpose. Like, it's just happening too many times. This must be their strategy for, okay, let's just leak it so everyone just wants to look it up.
I think most of the leaks came from people posting like promotional keychains and items that they got.
It doesn't matter. The point is that it keeps happening to them. Other people have promotional items and keychains and stuff, but it doesn't happen to them. So I feel like this is something where they're allowing it to happen. Like, there's no other way that it could happen for nearly every game that you have.
Origins
Possibility.
didn't get leaked, did it?
I don't believe it did.
But
I don't
also,
think Origins did.
Also, I just don't care about Assassin's Creed at this point. What's the point? Like, what's the point of the game? Like, what's the story?
So just have fun murdering dudes and being cool.
That's not what it used to be.
In different areas.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy the fact that there was a plot that was supposed to be occurring.
Yeah, that was before the plot got extended into a bunch of different webs.
There is no plot now. It's just literally it's what Garrett said. Just be an assassin in some random point in time.
Yeah, just have fun.
I saw a meme that said Assassin's Creed Sisterhood. It was all female assassants.
They've already had female
That'd be
assassins.
cool.
They had one.
They've had more than one.
Well,
One core one, I think is
Yeah.
what he's saying. It was Liberation?
Yeah.
Something?
Yep.
A PSP game?
yep.
That's
Uh-huh.
not true.
Well, Vita. Well, it
Was
got
it Vita?
ported.
Assassin's Creed has had they've had Eevee.
Yes. But the first one was...
Yeah, I wouldn't count her as the core one. I wouldn't say that she's the one that you look for as like the female mascot. Like she wasn't even on a console
No.
She
no.
got
So-
ported to a console. But
later on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they've had 3 female assassins that are playable.
well, I've only played the first one, so there's that.
That's fine. All right, Garrett.
Okay, mine, my worst news may have come as a shock to many people. James Marsden, also known as Teddy from Westworld, has been cast in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out in 2019.
Why is that a problem?
There doesn't need to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and if there is, the James Marsden doesn't need to be in it.
It's a live
Why?
action one.
Because I think it's a live action game, live action movie.
Yeah.
Do you have any way to confirm or deny this?
Things I thought I've heard.
That's not a confirmation.
They have announced a live action Sonic.
There we go.
Again, that's not a confirmation at all. If you guys have no source or
It was on a speedrun topic. It was not GDC. I forget which one.
There's going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I'm fine for this.
Going to be live action, and James Marsden, who I think is an okay actor. He's not great, but I don't think him, I don't see his face and go, he should be in a Sonic movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it is for many, many actors. You just don't expect them to be in any movie. You know, you can't see them in the role till they're in it. But yep. I don't hate on Sonic enough to think he shouldn't have a movie.
I don't hate on Sonic, but let's be real. When it comes to video game movies, not that great.
That's fine. That doesn't mean that we can't have any more. So
I'm not saying that.
Sonic wouldn't be the one that I would go, you can't have one. Or would this be something that you would think for any movie that was based on game?
Most movies that were based on games.
Okay.
The Tomb Raider movie I enjoyed. There were some problems, but I enjoyed the movie. Sonic the Hedgehog lately on this track record hasn't been great, and I don't exactly think he should be put into a movie format, at least not yet.
All right.
Especially live action.
Could be a voice.
He could be.
For a CG character.
He could be. I'm kind of hoping that's the case.
All right. Well, time to vote. So at the end of this, we will vote for best news of the week and worst news of the week. So go ahead with the best. What is your vote, Joshua?
The game came out last week.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human came out, and I'm enjoying it. It's a pretty good game. We need more big releases.
Yes, we do. But as you admitted, it was the previous week. So I'm gonna go with Garrett's news. I like the announcement of Greece with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, by sheer less dislike, I have to vote with Garrett's as well because I don't care for the Pokemon nonsense, the Poke nonsense. So, yeah.
No.
So that gives Assassin's Creed Odyssey best news of the week from the Super Co-op Squad.
Just for clarification, I vote for Pokemon because I like
it
Pokemon.
doesn't. Your vote doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't count.
He deserves to let it be known. We both voted for his. Like we don't get to hear your say.
No, I get it. But just so I can have my thoughts out there. I voted for the Pokemon. Let's go.
I got to vote.
One, because I like Pokemon. It doesn't matter. Two, Detroit. It's just the game came out and you had fun with it.
Well, you're
that's
not
fine. I just don't feel that's news.
You're not a fan of his games anymore.
Never was, but
yeah, exactly.
But I don't think that just the fact that someone's playing the game and enjoying it, as great as it is, counts as news.
That's fine, but essentially your vote still didn't matter. Whatever your opinion was,
that's fine.
You still won.
So congrats on that. All right, worst of the week. It's your week, Joshua, so you need to start.
Yeah, I mean, your news was. Yeah, I'm gonna take your vote.
All right, so he's voting for Assassin's Creed getting leaked.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that either. I'm just like, the way I saw it is like, we found out because of merchandise, not because of a trailer or because of a snapshot. It's like, here, there's a keychain with a label on it. I don't like that.
Yeah, keychain was cool though. Cool. My vote for worst news of the week. I already forgot what both of you guys said.
That Pokemon was coming out.
Back.
Yeah, that it wasn't the core.
Yeah, that's it right there. Pokemon getting pushed back is the worst news of the week.
I'm voting for the Assassin's Creed leak because I don't think it's a problem that Pokemon's being quote unquote delayed when they already announced it was coming in 2019, and getting your game and projects leaked through merchandise or people just posting stuff online isn't a good thing.
That's just people being
not
jerks.
A great thing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that is best and worst news of the week. Hopefully you enjoyed this news segment. Give us your thoughts. Contact at scspodcast.net or by email supercoop. I'm sorry, did that all backwards. Or on Twitter at supercoopsquad. All right, it is time for fan favorites. So every week we pick 5 rapid fire questions and each host answers to see where you stand opposed and united in fandom. So play along and find out just where you stand in fan favorites. And make sure you do that for realsies. You can do it in real time now. Make sure you go to our either our show notes or into the summary and details of where you're listening to the podcast. So there'll be a link for the fan favorites poll. Click that link. It'll take you to a super easy multiple choice poll. Click which ones you prefer, and that way your vote counts in the show. We'll discuss the listener vote as well as our own.
Unlike my votes in the previous segment.
Yeah, Garrett's didn't count. Yours will, though. Your vote always counts. Garrett's never counts. So far, anyway. He's 0 for 1. All right. Joshua, was your week, sir?
All right. So watching some cartoons, playing some games, and we've done this a couple... excuse me. Better? Yeah. We've done it a couple times before where we talked about partners in crime, sidekickies. So we're going to talk about some video game sidekicks. We're going to bring it a little bit closer to home. So, is the sidekick worth it? Sometimes it gets forced on you, but nonetheless, you have a partner and you need to make the most of this partner. So, pick which one was the better partner.
Alrighty, let's do this.
Simple. All right. First up, Tails, Miles, Tails Prower, or Diddy Kong.
Tails.
Tails.
Tails. Daxter or Clank.
Clank.
Daxter.
Daxter. Yoshi or Rush.
Yoshi.
Yosh.
Rush. Ellie from The Last of Us or Atreus from God of War.
Atreus.
Ooh, Atreus.
Atreus.
Boy.
And lastly, Navi from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Slippy from Star Fox.
Navi.
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 All right, let's break these down.
All right. So we all said the same thing for most of them. So we got Tails and Diddy Kong.
Yeah, I mean,
No contest.
Tails can fly, and I mean really fly, like, and carry me around with it. Super fast, has all the same properties as Sonic, literally as fast as Sonic.
Which is kind of crazy dumb when you think about it.
A little bit.
But it's there.
But he has invulnerability as player too.
Plus
Can't die.
plus immortal, and has a plane as well that I can ride on top of and just stand on top of the plane. So there's no seat for me, but
No, your seat is up in front.
You would think he'd just add another seat, with all his abilities and talents, just put another seat in there so I can stop standing on this thing. And
If
Exactly.
Tails was riding a bike, you'd be on the handlebars.
pretty much, right? So yeah, I don't think Diddy has anything to offer.
I've always really liked his full name, Miles Tails Prower.
Yeah, it's
It's Prowler though, isn't
Prowler.
it?
No, it's Prower. I don't think there's an L in there.
No?
No.
Okay.
Miles Prower.
I don't think he prowls.
Nope. Diddy's a good partner though. He's a good sidekick.
He's there.
Does
He's
a fancy
there.
cartwheel.
He does do a fancy car.
Got a
We'll give
peanut
him that.
popper. Yeah.
I
Got a
always
cool Nintendo hat.
preferred to play him over Donkey Kong whenever I played Donkey Kong Country. I would
Same.
just immediately switch
here.
Donkey's big ass to the back and let Diddy take over.
Yeah, did he? I don't think it actually changed, but in the DKC, I definitely felt that Diddy was faster.
He is faster.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was just a mental thing, because I'm the small guy.
No,
or-
especially when you're doing cartwheels over the edges. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's faster.
Yeah, get that extra jump.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So, Tails, far and away, just, speed dashing past Diddy Kong, 64% to, Diddy's 35.7.
Well, Diddy got some votes though.
He did get a few little votes. Yeah. All right.
Next up, Daxter from Jack and Daxter or Clank from Ratchet and Clank. So
You
none
guys
of us
both-
have played either of these games.
Of course, I've played Ratchet and Clank.
Johnny's played the hell out of Ratchet
and I've played
Clank.
Jack and Daxter.
I have not played any of these games.
Neither have I. But
So what's your
Daxter's-
thought process?
Daxter's got a gun. He's cool because he's a animal. That's all I got.
For me, Daxter's not Clank, so
Yeah, Garrett just did it literally to spite
Ratchet
Clank.
and Clank.
Why? Because that's the opposite of Sly.
No, pretty much.
They're all pretty much the same, like, triangle.
They are, but screw them.
Okay.
He's just mad because no matter what he does, no matter what he wishes or hopes, Sly Cooper will always be
Third.
the bastard child behind Ratchet and Clank, and that's just the truth.
I don't know. Sly's had more games than Jack and Daxter.
That's fine. I didn't say anything about Jack and Daxter.
So he's not going to be the third, second.
Yeah, I said he'll be the bastard child behind Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I mean, Clank, for all accounts and purposes, he's your own personal R2-D2 unit. Like,
Okay.
he can hack, he can collect things for you, he can fight a little bit.
He was temporarily a secret agent.
He was.
They had his own game. Yeah.
He did have his own game, as did Daxter.
Yeah,
that's
true,
right,
too,
that's
for
right.
PSP, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just more versatile than than Daxter. Like, he's a computer program. Like, he can do stuff.
More application.
Yeah, whereas Daxter is a wisecracking kind of jerk that follows you around
He's got
for the
that
most
pilot
part.
helmet.
He's not very useful. Okay, but either way, Daxter he rattled on past Clank, 57% to 42.9 for poor Clank there.
Second Clank.
All right, next one.
All right. Of course, I knew I was probably going to lose this vote, but Yoshi or Rush.
Yeah, man. You set Rush up.
Come on, like Robot Dog, plenty utility. Like,
Slave dinosaur.
yeah, no. I'd rather have a best friend by my side.
He can still be your best friend.
Rush
just-
is equally a slave.
Yeah,
No, he's
he's
not.
programmed to be a slave.
Yeah,
absolutely.
he can't
no,
even-
he's not. No, he's not.
He could be in Westworld, bro. Like,
He is not programmed to be a slave.
for
Doesn't
sure.
look like anything to me.
Yeah.
He's jacked up. I lost a little respect for you guys.
Plus Yoshi, I mean, Yoshi has more ability. Like, he can fly, he can
Yoshi
butt pound.
cannot fly.
can't fly. Rush can.
Yoshi can fly. You get
you
a
get
Yoshi,
the wings.
Yeah, or you get a purple Yoshi that eats anything, eats any shell, he can just fly.
The picture looks like a green Yoshi to me.
Okay, fine. My Yoshi
Canon
can still
Yoshi.
fly.
You gotta find some
can,
wings.
it's
I
like
got it built in.
only on certain levels.
No.
No, he's got boosters. Yeah, but
Built-in
Rush
boosters
can
and
fly as long
jetpacks.
as he has fuel.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So it's both temporary, really.
Yoshi's only good for a double jump.
That's fine
Yeah,
for
but
me.
that second jump's it's important.
Powerful.
It's important when, especially when you need to jump off of him.
It's jacked up.
Yep. All right. So Yoshi took that one by far. Ate Rush, put him in a little Yoshi egg, crushed the egg. 71% to Rush's
Aw.
pitiful 28.6%.
Why would you do that? Why would you name call like that?
I'm sorry, it's too easy. He has had the worst number though.
Face is too easy.
He's had the worst number out of everyone in the poll so far. All right, next up.
Wow. Thanks for pointing that out, you jerk.
And he gave me a Pac-Man on it.
Nobody cares about your Pac-Man. Next up, Ellie or Atreus.
I feel like, again, you set Ellie up to just lose.
I'm sure Ellie's cool and all. I personally haven't played Last of Us. I have played the hell out of God of War, and Atreus, man, you set me up.
No,
with
I
that
didn't.
one.
Don't put it on me.
That's on you. Atreus is just a badass.
Ellie's a badass too. I think Ellie is, if you were to put Atreus and Ellie, I feel like Ellie is more, has grown to have a more survival instinct compared to Atreus. But Atreus, he has magical abilities. He can read whatever.
That's important.
Norse,
He can read.
transcripts and all that. Plus he's
Ellie,
got,
not so much.
yeah, plus he's also I can't spoil it, I guess. Can we spoil it? Is it past the threshold yet?
Well, one,
give a
we
spoiler alert?
know Atreus is Kratos' son.
Yeah.
So it's
He's
just,
a son of a god of
hereditary.
war.
He
How about
doesn't.
that?
Atreus doesn't know, but the player knows.
If
So
you
yes,
play the
Atreus is a god.
Atreus? Okay. Well, anyway.
game.
I see what
We
you're
gave a
doing there.
spoiler alert,
I see
yeah.
what you're doing there.
Yep.
Well, anyway, yeah, he's much more powerful than Ellie, much more useful. The problem is, even at the end of the game, I didn't like him anymore. I did not like who he was. I mean, it's fine.
Once the midpoint happened, you didn't like him anymore?
Even after that, after that point, there's no redeeming it. Like, it's within him, and maybe he's different, maybe he's not, but yeah, he's kind of a jerk.
Did you beat it?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Nice.
I feel he redeemed himself. Definitely.
I don't think he did. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to atone for the things that he did wrong. He
Not
didn't
yet.
even.
It's been like a day.
Sure, but but I mean, they made sure to show him do mean things in that day. So if he had time to do the mean things, they had time to show him grieve or be sad or say he was sorry. But that never happened. He was just like, "Oh, I'm not mean now." Okay, thanks for that. So yeah, we'll see.
Takes after his daddy.
It's in his blood.
No, Kratos for sure showed sorrow and regret for his wrongdoings.
After like 50 years.
That's fine. Whatever. Like, but
So, I mean, just give the kid more than a day. That's what I'm trying to say.
I can't. No. But okay. Atreus lost. Took 3 arrows in the chest or got eaten by some savage beast. Ellie took that one 57% to 42.9% for Atreus. Last one.
All right, so we got, hey, listen, Navi, or Fox, help me,
Oh, God.
Slippy.
Navi's useful. I mean, she's annoying, but she's useful.
Dring, dring, dring.
Especially in a real life application. Like, babe, do I look fat in this? Listen! Don't say that. Just don't answer that question.
Oh, you said it. Watch out. No, I agree for much of the same reasons. Where Slippy, he's a nag and is also annoying, but he doesn't really do anything.
Doesn't help the situation.
He does not help the situation at all.
I don't want you on my ace fighter pilot squad of mercenaries, and here you go. I got one.
Oh, jeez.
Like if you have to be happy.
Nice job, kid. Don't get cocky.
If you got one enemy and we're fighting dozens and you are happy about one, like
you got the one though.
What's your
participation
kill, What's your
award?
Kill ratio?
I mean, I suppose he is the mechanic.
Then don't put him in a ship.
Maybe, yeah, maybe don't.
You're undermanned. You need to get.
He got drafted. Getting janitors too.
Yep. Got recruited.
Yep. Yeah, old Slippy. Well, sadly enough, Navi and Slippy.
Oh, wow.
A straight 50-50 tie.
That is not good for Navi.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Super Co-op Squad votes Navi, so Navi wins.
Navi does win.
But the fact that Slippy held a torch to her.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, Fox.
A lot of Slippy fans out there.
I mean, or people who just hate Navi.
Maybe.
That much. Yeah, that might be true.
All right, guys. Well, that is our fan favorite for the week. Joshua, thank you for that iteration of the game. Mm-hmm. And let's get on to the next part of the show. It's time for our video game spotlight. So every week we'll discuss a game, new game, old game, any game. We'll just break down the game, our thoughts on it, discuss it as a one whole piece of material, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So this week, our first week doing this as a new segment, Joshua, you had the pick.
I did.
What is your video game spotlight?
It's one game, but it's actually two. So you can choose whichever side you want. It is Pokemon Red and Blue. Or Blue.
Cool. So first of all, why did you pick this title?
Well, it's one of the first games that come to mind as far as games that when you look at its history, it revolutionized not only an industry, but it was a phenomenon, very similar to how Pokemon Go did it for augmented reality and mobile games and how it brought a community together. This game did the exact same thing, but way before on a handheld, on a Game Boy. And for me, what stood out the most is you had two versions of it. You had a choice, essentially. You could pick the cool dinosaur or the big water turtle. And you had a selection of choice. And what it differentiated is if you had friends that had the same version, you'd be like, cool, this is what you did. This is what I did. If they had a different version, you could have that same conversation, but there was subtle changes and differences. And that allowed you to also trade. I think the biggest key in that was now you have Pokemon that I don't have and vice versa. Let's trade, let's battle, let's duke it out. And it just brought a different sense to multiplayer.
Yep. So, Pokemon developed by, Game Freak released in 1996, came out exclusively for Nintendo's Game Boy console. Yeah, and you know what? I do kind of second that, where it was something just different, something new. I mean, we've had, obviously by that point in 1996, we've had many great RPGs that have released. Final Fantasy has been around for a while, several Zelda titles. But I think this was one of Chrono Trigger had already come out, but I think this is the first time really where you've had a top-notch grade A RPG on a handheld device. Up until that point, you really hadn't had that. And so to get something so full of just different, it was just full of difference. Like you didn't get an RPG where you caught 150 different things and you could really build a team like that. And do it all on a device that for the most part was portable. I mean, and unless you needed, 4 AA batteries or whatever. And also affordable for the most part. Like it changed up the way that we experienced and played games.
Yeah, absolutely. This game was, it's a cornerstone. When I look back at myself and what's made me a gamer, Pokemon Red and Blue was there. I remember the day I got it. I remember where I first kind of opened that package up and just sat down. I remember posting up next to a wall in not even my room, but like my cousin's bedroom and just playing the hell out of Red. Starting that adventure. Bulbasaur, always, hands down.
The nasty, disgusting.
Nope. Number one. Number one Pokemon. Number one.
The plant monster.
Bulbasaur.
You could get a water turtle, You can get a cool dinosaur pet or a mutated freak of a plant.
It was awesome.
What's that plant's name in the Little Shop of Horrors?
It's not Seymour. That's the guy's name.
It's like an ugly baby version of that with
It
eyes.
was not. That's more of PD Pirata. I was gonna say PD Pinata.
So what made this game stand out back in that heyday?
I mean, we all know that Nintendo came up with this glorious plan to release a card game, a TV show, and a video game side by side simultaneously. So it doesn't matter which version you started with, you got into all of them. And the show did it for most people, especially, myself as a kid, and that transition into playing a game. And just the game is all about finding unique creatures and catching them, but the game is totally about customization. Create your own team, level up with the characters that you wanted to, change the attacks or the evolutions that you wanted to, and it was all about what you want to build, and then you take that and battle or share with friends. And that's something that you couldn't do on a video game back then, especially mobile. I mean, a LAN cable is kind of a pain in the butt to carry around with a big Game Boy and extra batteries, but you were able to do it, and even showed like the Pokemon and the Pokeball transferring through a cable, when you transferred it. So cool little nods like that were awesome.
Yeah, I think one thing that we should just get in the habit of doing is discussing what the game is. And so, it's for most people, it's obvious what Pokemon is, but essentially you are a young boy who looks to be the best
Very
Pokemon
best
trainer that you can possibly be. You go around after getting a small creature to enslave, and then use that creature to
befriend,
to battle and enslave and capture other small monsters. Continue to train them,
build friendship.
Yep, and then your mom disowns you, and the professor leaves you out in the wild for nothing.
And you continue to battle and grow an ability until you eventually become said best,
the very best.
I think the trading portion was important to this game just because it allowed for people to. I mean, we have multiplayer now. And back then, multiplayer was not really heard of in the same way. I mean, of course, you had Street Fighter and fighting games, but other than in that capacity, there really was no multiplayer at that point in time. And so this was the first time that you had something where you could take it on the go. You could interact with other players in a different way besides just fighting them. And I think that was revolutionary as well. Being able to go, let's compromise. I've got, I don't know, freaking Magmar. And you have Electabuzz. So I need one, you need one. Like, let's switch this bad boy up. Like, that was cool. Or like, we need to trade Machokes because I need him a champ. I can't get one otherwise.
That I think was a really smart way to kind of not only have it so people play and buy the game, but play with each other and just really kind of work together, making it so that there's the tagline, gotta catch them all. So you kind of feed that collectors, gotta get everything, that completionist, everyone has a little bit of it, when they're playing games. And so to kind of have that, to want to fill out that Pokedex, I need to trade this Kadabra so I can get Alakazam. Trade it back though. You better trade it back. All right. Or else I'm keeping let's not keep your Geodude.
Yeah, but that's if you knew about it. Like, unless you had a strategy guide or randomly came across it, you didn't know.
Graveler.
Yeah. It definitely was a game. It was a game at a time where exploration still mattered, and there was really not an avenue for you to take to find out secrets or a lot of information.
There was no internet back then.
Yeah, there was internet,
not like that.
Yeah, children didn't have access to the internet the same way that they easily do now. Nearly 20 plus years later. It's just different. And I mean, for a long time, I remember like random rumors on like how to get a Mew. Like if you go here and open this truck, or like try to like, if you beat the Elite Four 15 times in a row without ever talking to anyone besides like these four people.
Without a Pokemon fainting.
Yeah. Like there was all these random rumors about how to get like Meryl, like, Pokemon Silver and Gold were on the horizon, and people were like talking about how you can actually access Meryl in the game. Like
DLC.
Yeah.
All these things are popping up because there was, like you said, there's no guide besides the official guide, and most people didn't buy those things.
Yeah, they were expensive. But then you did have Missing No. And I did exploit that, that unlimited
99 Master Balls.
99 Master Balls indeed, if you didn't spend it already.
Yeah, if you did, you were out of luck. You were out of luck. So it's easy to talk about, looking back with
Rattata.
it's easy to look at all the great of a game like this, but where were some of their missteps? Where were some of the things that were problems and the things they could have done to make the game better?
That's a tough question. Only because looking back at it, like there was nothing to expect. There was nothing to compare it to. It hit everything that it was just new and fantastic, and building on this phenomenon with the TV show and the cards and everything. It's really hard to kind of just go, but that's where they messed up. At least to me, I find it difficult to find something I was expecting or felt it was lacking.
That makes sense. And I would even agree with you there because it was very well paced. It was challenging. I mean, especially the first time playing it. Like if you started out with, Squirtle, you were screwed going into that first gym. Fighting Brock. If you didn't know that, you didn't know that. Even Charmander. Sorry.
You mean Charmander, yeah.
Charmander. And you were screwed and you're like, I gotta find a Weedle and level him up or something. And just the fact that there was different things that you could figure out, like going to the casino and gambling to try to finding out that's the only way to get Porygon. And then, finding out how to get to, Safari Zone. So different things like that were intriguing. I don't even think there's a real flaw in that game. Even after you beat the game, you could still go back and try to find all the Pokemon and still trade.
I agree. One thing I thinking about it now, there is one thing I think they could have done to just kind of improve on it. Multiple slaves, or multiple files.
Slaves?
Multiple
no,
slaves.
Yeah, the whole game is
you
based
have
on
many
that.
slaves.
No, multiple saves, files. Just having it so that maybe you want to start off, you don't want to exactly erase your game, but maybe you want to start off the game with a different starter or something like that. Then again, get the opposite version.
Could the game even handle multiple saves?
Maybe not. Maybe not at
the time.
Yeah, maybe not at that time. But I think for now,
for sure, they could have handled
it was
that.
a huge game.
Yeah, I think that was no problem at all. Many other games had multiple save files, even at that point on the Game Boy. That was just a calculated choice because, like you said, they want you to buy more versions.
That's fair. Strategy.
It worked.
But that I honestly feel that is something that they could have done, and I don't think it would have deterred from people who needed to own both versions. If you want to own red and you already had blue, the reasons to get red aren't going to change because of you owning blue or having multiple save files on your one cartridge of blue. You still don't have access to the Pokemon. You don't still have access to certain TMs or whatever. Like you need the other version. But yeah, I definitely agree. That's something I always wanted. And there were actually devices that were released that were supposed to allow you to create multiple save files on one cartridge. Now they didn't actually work. Like they would sell them. I never once got those like
action replay.
Yeah, I mean they weren't action replay, but they were like it, and they never actually gave me the ability to have multiple save files for my Pokemon game. Although I tried desperately to make it work.
Made it where you couldn't share because you worried about your sister or brother ruining your save file.
Yep.
Yeah, it was terrifying thing. I mean, the game is such a kind of legendary status, as far as being in the history of games and the beginning of one of the, if not the biggest franchise of Nintendo. So it is difficult to say like things that they did poorly. But I think there are a few. There are several dungeons in that game that are just not enjoyable. Just walking around in the dark or like being trapped in there if you don't have the proper equipment. That happened.
Zubat Cave.
That happened. It happened a couple of times. And it just wasn't a great portion of the game. There's some points where it's a little slow, where you do have to kind of slog through some of those areas, and it is a grind. And it's not a grind because like you have to. It's a grind because they make it to. I remember a couple of times going through, trying to get through the Moon Cave or whatever. It's all dark.
Mount Moon?
Yeah, Mount Moon. And literally like making it through, and I've got like one Pokemon left. He's got like 5 HP, and I just have a little bit more grass to walk through to get through to whatever that city was. And I'm just like praying, like, please don't have a random encounter battle because I'm dead if I do. And I will try to run. So like that. And cause I know that if I die here, I'm going to go back. Or like, this happened to me too, where in the same situation, I got into a trainer battle because I didn't know he was there and I had nothing left. I'm like, I'm going to lose and I'm going to get
from trainer battles.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go all the way to the beginning of this cave again. I got through by mere luck. And that was a problem I think pretty heavily in that original game. For me, anyway.
Came up a couple times. But they did have things to kind of, to somewhat alleviate that. You had repels. They weren't perfect, but it was something to help you, maybe avoid battles to get from the beginning to end. Another thing I think the game could have used was maybe a more, I guess, like detailed journal, or, cause a lot of times, at least for me, playing and being younger, I would often forget where exactly do I need to go? Like, okay, I beat this gym. Which way am I going? You know, that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, I forgot to go back and get the Poke Flute or something like that. You know, it's not as intuitive.
Yeah, you had no direction.
Exactly.
If you stopped playing for a couple of weeks or a month and you came back in some random save point anywhere in the world, you would have no idea what you were supposed to do next, which actually is a problem that some of the new Pokemon games still have. They still don't really tell you, go here, do this. They just kind of leave it up to what you remember, and that can definitely be a problem. If I picked up, Alpha Sapphire right now, I would have that problem.
Yeah.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Well, it stops when I literally don't know who I need to go talk to figure out what to do next.
Just roaming around all of Kanto.
Yeah, there could be someone in some random tower I'm supposed to go meet, and I don't know, and I never go to that tower. So that's a good one. So what do Joshua, I know you've fallen off the series a little bit. Garrett, you're probably more into it than any of us, but where do you need the series to go from here to continue to be successful for you?
For me personally, I want them to avoid having new versions of the same game. There was Pokemon Black and White, and then they had Pokemon Black 2, White 2. Like, I don't need a continuation of this. That could have been a whole new Pokemon game. You had, Sun and Moon, then you had Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I'm sure there's differences, like maybe to the story, slight story differences and everything, but that's not a new Pokemon game to me. That's like New Game Plus kind of thing.
DLC.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I want them to kind of stray away from having these sequels, to these versions. And of course, on the Switch, I would love a Pokemon game in 2019 on the Switch.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever fully jump back on it, but as I mentioned earlier, it has to be something really new and fresh that stands it apart, but still keep the same formula. I don't need to know that there's, another 100 Pokemon that's added to this 10,000 Pokemon list already. Just give me something that's a little bit, different, whether it be more special challenges or maybe leave it to where it's an world and you don't know games.
So far, they have not.
It's just you have to go in a specific order, but like make it open world, make it like Breath of the Wild where you go where you want. If you're stuck on an obstacle, you just have to grind or find a specific item or figure out a different way to do it.
Yeah, they could easily do that. You brought up Breath of the Wild. You kind of have that beginning town where they give you all the HMs that you need. You'll have your cut, you'll have your swim, you'll have your, water whirlpool or waterfall and everything. And it's just go, just explore. And you have all the tools you need to traverse the land and get to these places. They could easily do that. Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Link Between Worlds did that on the 3DS, and make it like Borderlands where the game scales based on your level.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I disagree with that last point quite heavily. I want the game to be a challenge. I want the game to have parts where if you go try to fight this gym leader, much like in the anime, if Ash has tried to go and fight, I don't know. Yeah, like he's gonna get his behind whooped. Like, you could go try it. You'll take your loss. That would be cool. That would be cool to do that. Like, okay, you can try to be in these areas, but this is for elite level people.
Well, Breath of the Wild still does do that. You can, right off the bat, go and try and fight Calamity Ganon.
Right. But he said he wants it to scale.
A bad time.
He said he wants it to scale.
Yeah, true.
No matter where you go, like Borderlands. And I don't want that.
Maybe that last part. Maybe not, but...
That's all I'm saying. But yeah, for me, I need them to make the game more of a challenge for part one. It's just not challenging. And I know, Garrett, you feel like it is, but it really isn't. Like,
it's just a grind.
Yeah, it's just a grind.
No, I said immediately when the new versions came out, they made it a lot easier. They made it so that your rival picked your weakness
Oh, that's bad. Yeah. I want them to make it challenging. First of all, I want more trainers to have 6 Pokemon. If I have 6, there's no reason why other people can't have 6. Why do they have 2? Why does, cool guy trainer have 1 Pokemon? He's challenging me to a gym battle.
That's the only one he needs.
It's a Butterfree.
That's the only one he wanted.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. And not everyone has to have 6, but the battles would be long. I get it. But sometimes they need to do that, especially gym leaders. There's no point for me to go in there with 6 and they always only have 3. Like I just don't like that. And then make people smarter. Like the AI is dumb. Like they won't match up. They won't use type advantage. They'll just use the same moves. Like
we use Leer 5 times in a row.
Yeah, or like if
that defense is getting so low.
If the gym leader's main Pokemon's move is Rollout, he'll just keep using Rollout. Like no matter what type I throw out there.
Rollout is no joke.
It's not, but there are some Pokemon who it doesn't work against. Like change your tactic.
Fissure on a flying type.
So I would appreciate that, first of all. Second of all, stop making new Pokemon. Like, stop. You need to stop, and now you need to make it targeted. So I would really appreciate maybe going back to Kanto and maybe only making a game in Kanto, a new story with a new person, and you only have access to 150 Pokemon again. And maybe go back to Johto, and you only have access to Generation 2 Pokemon because that's what's in Johto, and you have a new storyline there. That would be really cool to see, and it would kind of bring back these new areas because, I mean, my God, how big could the world be? Like, they just keep
massive.
Like Johto, Kanto, Hoenn, like Sinnoh, like the world is, this world, I mean, they keep adding new areas to the point where it's going to be this giant world. Like, you've already given us so much.
Just make it like
the world is big.
Kanto 30 years later.
It's just too much. That's where I would change.
Ash is the new Professor Oak.
Yep. All right, guys.
You couldn't do it.
You could not, yeah. That is our video game spotlight on Pokemon Red and Blue. Hopefully you enjoyed this new section. If you have games that you think that we should discuss or would like for us to discuss, remember, it could be any game, old game, new game, just released game. We'll chat about it, discuss it, break it down, and go over our thoughts. Gamer trivia. So every week, 2 of us go head to head in a best of 3 trivia contest. The winner stays and plays again, keeping their bragging rights. The loser makes next week's trivia. So play along, see how much knowledge you have in gamer trivia. Joshua, you went down last week. It is your week, my friend.
What did I lose to? Some random comic trivia.
I don't know. You have to ask Johnny because I've not.
I don't remember.
Not done trivia for a
it was
while.
like some T show or something.
I forgot last week's trivia.
TV show.
It was Johnny Bravo.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Something I haven't seen in millennia ago. All right. So I picked a movie. I picked one of my favorite movies. It's actually
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
no. It's arguably my favorite Pixar movie. If you guys know me,
Brave.
The good dinosaur.
No, it is not. It is Finding Nemo.
Okay.
So I got some trivia on Finding Nemo.
I swear, if the bonus question is what I'm thinking of right now, I'm not going to like it.
It might be. Right. Question number 1. What is the name of the reef that Marlin and Nemo call home? Is it A, Coral Reef, B, Great Barrier Reef, C, Sandy Reef, or D, Anemone Reef?
Repeat the answers just so I make sure I sent you the right thing.
Sure. A, Coral Reef, C, Sandy Reef, D, Anemone Reef.
Okay, thank you.
Sticking with your answer? Was it good?
Sir. Yes,
Cool.
sir.
I got both the answers. Johnny Mac, you said it's B, the Great Barrier Reef. Garrett, you said it's A, Coral Reef. Don't know? Can you? The correct answer is B. It is the Great Barrier Reef.
I'm very surprised.
Every now and then.
Yeah. It's a point for Johnny.
Thank you.
And Marlin and Dory come across a great trench. What were they instructed to do by the fish? Is it A, don't go near it? Is it B, swim over it, not through it? Is it C, swim through it, not over it? Or D, swim around it, not through it? I have Garrett's answer, and I have Johnny Mac's answer.
Just in case I made a mistake, I just text you the literal words it's supposed to be. They should match up just fine.
They do match up.
Okay.
You are 2 for 2 in questioning your own text. Johnny Mac, you said it's C. You got to swim through it, not over it. Garrett Laney, you said it's B. You got to swim over it, not through it. The correct answer is C.
Huh.
Swimmer, you got to swim through it, not over it.
Huh. All right.
All right.
All right. It's a point for Johnny Mac.
Thank you, sir.
And a buzz for Garrett. Score is 2-0. Fun fact. When working on the movie, animators went to different ocean waters and aquariums to capture a real-life essence of water and how it moves. When animating the water, they had to dial it back because it looked too much like the real thing and didn't want to confuse anyone that it was real footage of the ocean.
That's really interesting, actually. That's actually a great, fun fact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you don't like fun facts.
Yeah, that was a great one. Good job.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
All right. Question number 3. What is the name of Marlin's wife, aka Nemo's mother? Is it A, Cherie, B, Amy, C, Betty, D, Coral? I have Johnny Mac's answer and Garrett Laney's answer. Johnny Mac, you said it's D, Coral.
Come on, Coral.
Coral. Get back here right now, Coral. Garrett, you said it's A, Cherie. The correct answer is D. It is Coral.
Dang.
Point for Johnny Mac.
Are you doing this on purpose?
I am doing this yes, Johnny, I'm doing this on purpose.
Your streak may come to an end.
Probably.
Did you give the buzz for Garrett?
He got the buzz.
All right, it's 3-2. The bonus question that Garrett may think is the question. Well, Johnny already gave me his bet because he already knows. Garrett, I'll take your bet
I already
too.
gave you my bet too.
Yep, you did. So everyone knows how this works, even though the points don't matter anymore. You get the question right, you get 2 points. If you get the question wrong, you lose that many points, and you bet as many points. And yeah, you know.
God, you're just jacking that.
It's been a while since I've had to do that because
You do it every other week. Garrett's been kicking our ass.
it's been a while. That's what you did it last time for me because of my voice. All right, bonus question. What do you think the bonus question is, Garrett?
What's the address?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
I would have got that.
Dory finds a clue that may lead to her and Marlin to find Nemo. They find a pair of goggles at the bottom of the ocean for the address of P. Sherman. What is the address for P. Sherman? You were right, Garrett. That was the question. What is the address for P. Sherman? Whew, I'm holding back my tears. That was so fun.
That's really funny, actually, that he knew that you were going to do that. How'd you know that?
I don't know. I felt that for there to be an answer that you have to come up with the answer yourself, or a question that you have to come up with the answer yourself, I figured it'd be something like that.
All right, so I have both answers. I will just say that both of you have picked. It is 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Well, Johnny said Sydney, but Garrett, I'm sure you knew it was Sydney. I'll give you that one because that is correct answer.
Thank you.
P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Australia.
Thank you.
Well, for the points, Johnny Mac
No goose egg.
had 3 points. He bet 0 points. He ain't risking it.
No, I was hoping that he would have went for the high score.
Garrett, you know, he got the answer right, so he got 5. Garrett, you had the 0, but you got the answer right, so you get 2. So no skunks today.
All right. Yeah, I
2
feel
to
good
5.
about that.
All right,
Good
good
job.
job.
That makes
the last one.
Johnny the
Yeah.
winner of Finding Nemo trivia.
Finding Nemo is
Finding
definitely
the crown.
a gap in my knowledge. I've seen the movie maybe 3 times.
Why? I thought you really liked it.
So good.
No, it's never been like my favorite. It's a good movie. I like it. I like the first one more than the second one.
I thought for sure you were going to get all of those.
No.
I'm surprised
Finding
you got
Nemo
all
is not
3.
my.
I thought you were going to get 2 out of 3.
I really like that movie. It's good.
really good.
And you like Dory better than Nemo?
No, I just said I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah,
like
okay.
the second one.
I was like, oh, that's surprising.
What's your favorite Toy Story, or is it
No, that's his favorite.
yours Incredibles?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't
This
know.
is Garrett you're talking to. He can't give you a straight answer.
It's hard.
If Garrett were in court, he would go to jail for contempt for not answering questions on the witness stand.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like if you don't answer questions on the witness stand and you don't give like straight answers, you can be held in contempt and thrown in
You
prison.
generally don't know. You generally can't pick.
All right.
Well,
You
then
generally
you
can't
say you
answer
don't
it.
know, but you can't lie either.
To the
'cause
best of
you're
my
on the stand.
ability.
All right. Well, finally got dethroned. What was that in a row? Like 5 or 6?
I'll
Some
go
ridiculous
I'll go
number?
4. I think maybe
It
it
was
was 4.
yeah.
All right.
All right, cool. Well, moving on. All right, so this week's core topic, Bethesda announces Fallout 76.
Dang, it went straight from 4 to 76.
I've seen all those memes where like people just don't know how to count kind of thing. I forgot some of the other examples, but like there's a lot of games that tend to skip a lot of things, and Windows I think took the cake.
Windows.
It went from Windows to Windows 95.
So yeah, this is a new game from Bethesda in the Fallout universe, taking place in Vault 76, which does answer a lot of questions for what type of game this might be and what, and they've already talked about a little bit about when this game is possibly going to take place. Now, we haven't got concrete details as far as I'm aware in regards to if this is going to be, a Fallout, New Vegas type of spin-off game or a whole new genre that Fallout's going to jump into. But there are a lot of rumors going around. So thoughts on that, guys? What are your expectations? What are you thinking?
According to rumors, I guess is what I'm expecting or going off of so far is that this is supposed to be Fallout Online.
Like an online survival shooter.
Yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't translate to Battle Royale.
Right.
But I think it's kind of going to be something like Elder Scrolls Online, maybe, or maybe it's in the Fallout setting. And that does sound pretty interesting. That sounds kind of fun. Kind of being able to roam around and customize your survivor and getting weapons, doing quests, really just Fallout, just now with other people, other settlements maybe.
Yeah. It really does depend for me. This can go very well or can go very badly. It makes sense from the standpoint of Bethesda looking to make this a property where they can continue to make, I don't want to say easy money, but money off this series. And they've done that with Elder Scrolls Online, where, it's been many years now between, Elder Scrolls numerical entries, but Elder Scrolls Online is alive and thriving in the MMO realm, and they've made several expansions, and they have a pretty robust community, so it's bringing them in a good amount of money.
Yeah, very quietly too.
Yeah, and for them to do that with Fallout would be a good move on their part. But on my part, I don't know if this is going to translate well to me being a lone survivor in the wilderness if there's 100,000 lone survivors all around me.
It could be a server thing. Maybe it'll cap out at a low kind of number, maybe 100 people.
I can't see their servers running that small. That's too small.
You think it'd do like a Destiny where you can play your own story, but then you end up interacting with other people in like different drop zones, or people can just join a random little mini raid?
I was not thinking that, but that sounds possible. Or at least possible.
This doesn't seem to be that kind of game. From what I see, I couldn't see them doing the Destiny route. That just, honestly, the Destiny route is failure, because that's what Destiny 2 honestly has been. Let's just be honest. Like, it's been a flash in the pan. It was fun, but ultimately that type of gameplay system, that their live, like, server thing, is not working.
I see what you're saying, but it wouldn't be a straight up carbon copy of Destiny, just reskinned with Fallout stuff. It'd be kind of the general idea, go around in a vast wasteland, and then when you get to kind of key areas, maybe there's like battle areas or other towns, other surviving shelters. Then that's when other people will populate, and you can talk to them. You can maybe group up, start your own kind of clan shelter thing, and you guys can then stick together and go do these quests. I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
All the games that I can think of that have kind of emulated that, with like Destiny or Monster Hunter World, they're not doing well. Like, I would think it'd be a bad move to try to make that kind of game. I'd much rather prefer for it to be more like a true MMO, more like Elder Scrolls Online, than if they did the Destiny or Monster Hunter World route, in my opinion. But like I said, I can't, this is a smart move from them. It may not be what I want.
Yeah. And, I took a lot of heat, especially on our Facebook page for, announcing
deservedly so
that I had not played a single Fallout game, because it just was never in my wheelhouse, at the time. But I feel that this can go in the right direction. Fallout, I think it's a good time for Fallout to come out, because it's kind of that gap between Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and just the core of what Bethesda has been known for in their big franchise titles.
I disagree there. I think Fallout's been getting a lot of play recently, and it's been a long time since there's been something new for Elder Scrolls. I mean, the last Elder Scrolls announcement was, I think, Morrowind's coming to the new consoles, Morrowind Remastered. Which, I mean, that's cool for Morrowind fans. Another remaster, another re-release, but, I mean, honestly, I don't know why Bethesda's just not saying, guys, we're working on it. Maybe it's not ready, but, I mean, they can at least go, guys, we do have plans for an Elder Scrolls 6. It's coming someday. But they've just been teasing people with, you know, some new DLC for Elder Scrolls Online, Morrowind Remastered, Skyrim Remastered, Skyrim VR.
I mean, this is Bethesda we're talking about. Like, this is what they do. And I personally appreciate it. I don't want you to Death Stranding me. I don't want you to tease something years in advance. Like, if you're not ready for the game to launch and inside of a year, I don't need to know. Like, just work on it quietly. I appreciated that when they made Fallout 4. I can appreciate it here with Fallout 76, which most people are assuming is going to come out this year. And I appreciate that they haven't talked about Elder Scrolls 6.
So taking that same logic and that same time frame, why is it okay for Nintendo and Pokemon to do that?
Here's the difference. Nintendo and Pokemon have announced that they are going to make a game in 2019 and then gave us shovelware, which is, in my opinion, that is what Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu are, in its place. Fallout 76 is not shovelware. This is a game that, for all accounts and purposes, can stand on its own 2 feet.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If Fallout 4 was announced at E3 and was coming out the following year, but then they dropped Fallout Shelter on you, would you have the same opinion?
I would be upset, yes. Because Fallout Shelter is, for all accounts and purposes, flash, quick, fun game, but we've seen this type of game before. And yes, I would be if they were like, hey, we've got Fallout 4 coming out in 2016, but before that, you know, oh yeah, here's Fallout Shelter, play this.
Yeah, it's something to tie you over between.
I don't want to tie over. I don't want you to give me anything besides the game you promised.
Yeah, you don't. Everyone else might.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I was
fair.
asking.
I mean, it's fair for you.
Get back to Fallout 76, I think is going to be key. Is remember that with Fallout 76, if you're into the lore of the series, this is going to take place over 100 years before any other Fallout game. So the earliest game that we have in the Fallout series is Fallout 1, which it does go in the timeline order. This game,
they've already said that this is going to take place 20 years after the big boom, after the big bomb. So rather than backtracking 100 years from the previous game, think of there's that massive bomb, people going underground. 20 years later, people are starting to emerge, and we're going to see what's going on, the fallout of it. So I think a lot of things are going to be fresh. We're going to see a lot of, I think, kind of just beginning to mutate kind of things. We probably won't see exactly death claws, but I can guess that we'll see what leads up to eventually a death claw kind of thing.
Maybe it's tough to speculate on enemies. I mean, yeah, they could, this would give them room to make or change a lot of different things. There could be species that are still existent that, you know, then die out. They have a lot of options to go with, but I think the key thing they're going to have here is that if they're doing this the way that we think they are, or generally think they are, yeah, where it's going to be some sort of online game where it's an action survival title or something, maybe Monster Hunter World or Destiny-like, which I don't think they will do. I think this will be Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that.
This is the best way to do it because this is going to be in a time frame where there's no grounded areas. There's no cities, there's no Boston, there's no nothing. And so this will give players the chance to be a part of those who make those areas. This also, I think, will go pretty well with possibly their building base settlements and stuff like that you saw in Fallout 4. Making bases, making different areas, creating things. Because there's nothing, essentially. It's 20 years after the bomb has blown up or whatever. So that's the biggest playground you can have where nothing else is going to get in the way continuity wise.
Very true.
I mean, even if you did make a crazy big settlement, it's easy for them to go, oh yeah, that place that they made, it blew up. It got killed. Like
exactly. Everyone died out.
Yeah, exactly.
Ghouls took over. Yeah, it's very easy to, you do have a lot of room to kind of play around with the lore, and nothing is like set in canon. This is Rogue One. This is Fallout Rogue One, where you can have a story, but it's not cemented in except for key points. Obviously, right. There's going to be towns because we know there's towns in future installments of the game. So it has a lot of ways it can go. We still don't have anything on it. We just have that kind of teaser trailer. We don't know what kind of game it's going to be. Right now, they are Death Stranding us.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the best time to do it. It's a week before E3. Like, that's fine. Like, you release the trailer so that we can see the information
Then you talk about
at E3. Yeah.
I think it's on the 10th. Bethesda said they're going to have their press conference.
That's
Sunday.
So that's coming up.
beautiful.
A question for you guys. Do you like how they kind of teased it? They left a running gag standing by, and then they left that on loop where people were watching it and leaving it on for, was it like 15 hours? They left it on replay.
People were watching it on, I think it was on Twitch even.
Yeah,
and they just had like a bobblehead.
Yeah, and it was a running loop, and they had up to like 15,000 people at one time just waiting for something to play, and nothing happened.
But I know that we're all on different levels of our Fallout love. Some of us very little. What is going to get you to play this? Is there any way that you guys are looking into this?
I mean, I might try it if I get my hands on it, or if there's a demo on Game Pass or something like that, where I'll just play it myself and I am blown away, or I like how the style of the gameplay is, then I'll play it. But from the outside looking in, Fallout's never captured me.
That kind of brings up an interesting thing, just real quick. Just for that to be your first, I guess, experience with the Fallout series, is this experimental game or whatever it's going to end up being. Just kind of interesting to me. But as far as me, even if this is Elder Scrolls Online with Fallout, that's not enough for me. No. I just want kind of that core kind of Fallout game. I want to be able to just explore the wasteland, first person, do quests, that kind of thing, level up my character. Not so interested in Elder Scrolls Online. I don't see me being more interested in Fallout Online.
I'm actually kind of in the same vein. I think I like Fallout. I think it's easy to say I like Fallout more than both of you. I love the series. I love the games. I put a lot of time into it. Done a ton of stuff with mods and extra and DLC with Fallout 4. But yeah, I couldn't see Fallout Online essentially like bringing me in. Now, Elder Scrolls Online, it's a different type of thing. I really did enjoy that, and even that didn't stick with me for too long. I don't know if this will do it for me. Especially with the fact that Fallout has always kind of been built on the quasi sort of, choose your own adventure, where the choices you make, the larger choices, your factions and whatnot, companions you decide to go with, that has an outcome to your story. And I don't know how well they'll be able to incorporate that if it's an online kind of role-playing shooter.
Where everyone's making their own choices.
Yeah. So that kind of pulls a little bit of the draw for me as well. So yeah, we'll see what comes. I'm sure E3 next week we'll get some answers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that's our take, guys, on Fallout 76, one of the games that got shockingly announced by Bethesda. What is your take? Are you looking forward to Fallout 76? Were you expecting Elder Scrolls and are disappointed now they still haven't talked about it? Give us your opinions and thoughts. Email us contact@scspodcast.net. Reach out to us on Twitter @Super Co-op Squad, or chat with us and join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Super Co-op Squad. All right, guys, it is time for the speed run. Each week we break down 7 news stories. It used to be 10. Sorry, guys. Change it up. Let us know how you feel. 7 news stories and fun facts that just didn't quite make the cut for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next, finished or not. Gotta go fast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In the speed run, Double Dare will be making a return to Nickelodeon this summer, according to Entertainment Weekly. Mark Summers not be returning.
I mean, the dude's got to be like 70. Give him a break. Not everyone could Bob Barker it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I loved Double Dare. I watched all the Nickelodeon game shows for the most part back then, and Double Dare was just always fun. Just a lot of pop culture questions and just the quirky games. It was a family thing, and I watched it with my siblings.
It was never my thing.
I'm actually there with Johnny. Double Dare was also not really ever my thing. I had a few of the game shows. I had Nickelodeon Guts.
Guts was jam.
Obviously Hidden Temple.
Yes.
And then there was one, I think it was Figure It Out.
Figure It Out was cool.
Figure It Out I liked. But other than that, I never really cared much about Double Dare. Is Double Dare, or which one's the one where they like have to go through the big nasty obstacle? You're going through like noses.
Yes, that's Double Dare.
Yeah. Well, next. Destiny developer, developer, Bungie.
Yeah, there you go.
Developer. There. Okay. Hold on. Backtracking. The Destiny developer, Bungie developer, has announced a partnership with Chinese publisher NetEase that will raise them $100 million to work on their next game. So this is supposed to be a whole new IP.
New IP.
Yep. I don't care.
What happened to that 10-year Destiny project?
They changed their wording a bit. It's because it was supposed to be Destiny 1 was supposed to span for 10 years, but then they just kind of swept that under the rug and made no, Destiny, the idea is a 10-year project or whatever. So I mean that's still going to be there. There's still going to be more Destiny, but now there's going to be a new game.
Has Bungie done anything that's not a shooter?
No,
I mean I'm sure if we go back, way back in there,
Because they're
probably
a old company, yeah. But you think this is going to be a shooter
yes, I do think
with
this is
MMO capabilities?
I mean, they make good shooters. It's just everything surrounding Destiny was a problem. Like the gameplay is fun. The controls are tight. Guns feel good. Just
Guns do feel good.
everything else is just crap. Yeah, I don't care about this. This is too broad. There's,
It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. Give me some context to this.
As of right now, next.
The Attack on Titan Season 3 world premiere will debut in movie theaters in the United States and Canada.
Joshua, have you started Attack on Titan yet?
I have not.
That's a shame. I kind of don't really care either way for this. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it on my own time, probably at home on Crunchyroll.
I mean, I think it's cool that, they know this is a big show. It's probably one of the biggest here once they brought it here. So being able to see it on a big screen is pretty cool.
On a Titan of a screen?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But they're what?
You tried.
25-minute episodes, right?
Yeah, 22, I guess, and then with the commercials and all that.
So I would like to think you would have an extended premiere, like a 2-in-1.
Most likely, yeah, this is going to be the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the movie theater, pay however many dollars for 20 minutes.
But yeah, not for me. I don't care that's coming on the big. That's cool.
You get popcorn?
But not for me.
Some bonbons?
Johnny, he suggested popcorn to me.
Yeah, Garrett doesn't eat popcorn.
I know. I mean, you can have a burger in your AMC theater.
That's
kick
true.
it back.
That's true. Johnny, what do you think
thoughts?
about this?
I think that it's cool, but I'm not a fan of Attack on Titan as I used to be.
Really?
It just took
That's a
too
shame.
long for them to come out with season 2.
Next.
A new Beavis and Butthead may be in the works at MTV.
This was the article that I did not hear about.
I don't
topic I
want
did
this.
not
I
hear
don't
about.
want this. I
They've
don't
already.
want this.
You know what? I like Beavis and Butthead. I don't want this.
They're going to chibi it?
No, they're not gonna. It's Beavis and Butthead roar.
in this climate that we have politically, I just don't think this is a good idea to bring back Beavis and Butthead.
I don't think it'll just work. Like, it would have to be on an adult network.
Well, they already tried to bring back Beavis and Butthead. It didn't do that great.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. There was a back in 2015 maybe.
That's
Not
pretty
that long
recent.
ago. Yeah, not that long ago. It didn't really take
I didn't
off.
care for it. It was like stupid. Like, it was so stupid I couldn't watch it.
I liked it. I liked the first iteration of the show. The second one didn't care for it much. This third one I don't think needs to even be done.
Yeah, I don't want this at all.
Did you ever like the original?
No,
Or did you watch it?
I
Well,
didn't
yeah.
like it,
There
yeah.
we go.
Johnny and I are on the same page.
Yeah, it just wasn't me.
That's fine. I don't know. All the other stuff MTV's been working on, I guess it's nice to see them go to the next. Capcom releases new footage of Mega Man 11 and announces a release date of October 11th of this year. Developer.
There was actually some pretty cool footage. I was like, do I want to watch it? Do I want to spoil it? Yeah, I mean, let me see what it's about.
It's a trailer.
It was a cool trailer. It was a cool little intro that they did, so I'm excited. It's definitely a stylistic change.
You think he did it on purpose where Mega Man 11's coming out on October 11th? I don't think
maybe.
so. I think they just picked the Tuesday.
Would have been better if it was November 11th.
11/11. Veterans Day.
Ah.
So
To
then-
2011?
I like what yeah. I like what they're doing with some of the changes as far as beefing up your power-ups when you're like have low damage or
Oh, yeah, I have seen that. There's some kind of, I guess, special prerequisites to...
to altering your powers and beefing them up. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is kind of neat.
No thoughts, Johnny?
Is there sliding?
You would have to. Like, I don't think there's been a Mega Man game where you can't slide.
Yeah, they
Mega
need that.
Man
since
1.
Mega Man 3. Since
Yeah.
Mega Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man deserves a new iteration. I think that this is a good thing, and we'll see if...
Next.
Turtle Rock's game Evolve.
Developer.
Yeah. Their dedicated servers are finally shutting down for good this September. I'm at a loss for words.
It's sad because Evolve could have, should have could have been a great game.
It's decent.
Yeah.
The concept is really good.
It is.
The gameplay is, I think, pretty fun.
I think it was okay. I mean, the balancing of weapons, the balancing of powers and abilities, and honestly the maps, I think were a little rough. But
the concept, I did like that each character had their own. You know, you had a tracker, you had the person that did the traps, you had the hunter, you know, that kind of thing. It was cool being able to put together a team and you guys each have your own special aspects, kind of like a hero shooter. You know, you got your Overwatch.
Yeah, it feels like probably that was maybe one of the games that Blizzard looked at and pulled some things from. Like, it did a lot of what Overwatch does.
Yeah,
before Overwatch did it.
There's even a Overwatch game mode that is Evolve. It's the Yeti Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
I mean, it's a cool concept. It kind of sucks that it's.
I think
Turtle
it
Rock
was ahead of its time.
I think Turtle Rock didn't manage it very well.
Next.
Rumor has it. I was going to do that too. That Michael Bay is in talks with Warner Brothers and DC to helm a Lobo film.
Look at all these rumors surrounding us every day.
I don't know that one.
Come
on.
on.
That's not Adele.
Damn it.
Was it Will Smith?
No.
Quick thing though. Did you guys hear that Will Smith mixtape just dropped?
No.
Sick.
I heard about it.
Sick.
Didn't pay attention.
It knocks, dude. Like, Will Smith is back. If his album's like that, Will Smith is back. Lobo, this is not what you need, DC. This is not what you need right now.
Like, half the people don't even know who Lobo is.
You know what they're trying to do.
Extended universe.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nope. They're trying to Logan it. Guarantee this is going to be rated R. They're trying to get that Deadpool, Logan, rated R money.
He's just not, in my opinion, as cool of a concept character as anyone else.
I don't think he has that much. Can he? I don't think he can have his own movie. I mean, he can definitely be a villain and like the next Man of Steel.
Ghost Rider.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ghost Rider's a character that's a hero that has years of backstory as like having his own comic.
And
all right, well, that is our speed run. A little bit shortened. Hopefully you like the new format. Let us know your thoughts on that and our topics. Email us, contact@scspodcast.net or on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. All right, it is time for Name the Game. 3 games, 2 hosts, and clues that lead to the correct answers. Use your wits, match the clues, and name the game.
Well, this format's still the same, and I had all the homework so far, as I said. All right, these might not be as easy as they were last time. You ready?
Alrighty.
Got your drinks up? All right. Game number 1. Race to the finish line first.
Nintendo's World Track.
No. Deep cut.
Running Wild.
No. Build your own tracks.
Trackmania.
No. Is that a new thing? Closing your eyes and picturing the game?
I'm just trying to think.
Is that a strategy?
Wipeout?
No. I almost thought about picking Wipeout in this. Don't go too fast for too long or you'll overheat.
I have a feeling that if I didn't get it with the track making, I'm not going to get this game.
Who's get better?
Hydro Thunder.
No. Picking games with like announcers.
Pass.
All right. Jump over ramps and you watch out for obstacles and opponents.
Yeah, that's something you should do in racing games. Jet Moto.
Nope. What do you in all these water racing games?
Wave Racer.
No. Try not to crash and burn. If you do, hurry and run back to your bike.
Road Rage?
No.
It's that other one. I think it was on the Genesis. What is it called? Road Racer.
I think you're thinking of Road Rash, but no, it's not.
No,
Don't
is
give
that what
him
he just
things.
said?
He said Road Rage.
They're the same series.
Okay.
Yeah.
A classic NES title.
Oh. Excite Bike.
Excite Bike.
I don't think I've ever played it.
I did not know you could make your own tracks.
You can make your own
Did
tracks.
not know that.
I was going to say an 8-bit style Joe Danger. And then it was a assist trophy in Smash Brothers. That was going to be that.
One for Garrett.
Did you give him his little bell?
I'll give him his little bell.
We got sound effects up in here.
There's your little bell.
As soon as I said NES, it's oh. Game number 2. A classic arcade shooter.
Jurassic Park.
No.
Area 51.
No. We've had that one.
We have. I want to see if we were going to do that.
I don't do those things. Like a skateboard that grinds,
Time Crisis.
this shooter is on rails, and it's Time Crisis.
There we go. Nice.
You looking at my phone?
No, I can't see your phone.
I didn't even get to finish my metaphor. It was such a good one. Point for Johnny.
Yay, thank you.
Tie game. I don't think we've had a tie game for a while.
No, normally someone goes into it down.
All right, so, okay, let's see. Third game. A game with a heavy hip-hop influence. This could be a lot.
Mark Echo's getting up.
Dang it, I was going to say that. Is that what it is? That sucks.
No, it's not.
Oh, man.
But I
thank you.
appreciate you saying the whole title, because you're going to need it.
Thank you.
Pass.
Fight your way through the underground to make a name for yourself.
Def
there's
Jam,
so many.
Fight for New York.
There you
There's
go.
so many. That wasn't
There you
fair.
go. Nice.
How is that not fair?
Fine, just that there's a lot of Def Jam games.
There's
There's
three.
two or three, yeah.
There's three. There's just three. Well, Def Jam Vendetta was a wrestling game, and then there was
Would
this
that
one.
not
and
have
then-
counted?
No, because this one has specifically hip hop artists fighting, not wrestling. So nice
Cool.
job, Johnny Mac.
Thank
You
you.
give yourself the buzz.
I gave myself a bell.
Nice.
I don't
Bell.
deserve a buzz.
We don't do the kids cheering with the confetti falling down. Like we need to bring some of those crowds back.
I might bring those back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. 2 W's from me today.
Nice
not,
job.
not a bad day. All right. So it's time for the end of the show where we talk about what's going on with us outside of the podcast and give each other
Superpowers.
stupid superpowers for good or for bad.
Meaning Johnny Mac.
For bad. All right. Who wants to start?
You.
I'll start. So I beat God of War.
Yes, finally.
Really enjoyed that game. I got a baby. It's a lot more harder to play games. Like my vocabulary suffering.
You mean you got a boy?
I do have a boy. I'm about to have a girl as well. Yeah, it took me a little longer to beat it, but I really did enjoy it. Stellar game. Not even just the fact that the narrative was great, the storyline was great, the plot, all those things that make it enjoyable, but the fact that it was so balanced in the combat and the exploration and the puzzles. They never gave you too much of one thing. I never felt like I was wasting time or like lost. I mean, you can get lost and you can choose to do more of one of those things. You can go do a bunch of extra battles with Valkyries if you want. You can do puzzles if you want. You can explore if you want. But the main narrative of the game pushed you forward more like a movie to where I never felt like, what am I supposed to do? Also, it brought on new content, new tools, and in a way that made it so that I continued to incorporate them into the gameplay and I didn't lose other things. It was exactly what I think a game should be.
There's a lot to discuss about this game.
Yeah,
I think
so
we should do something with that.
well, someone make it their video game spotlight. But yeah, I really did thoroughly enjoy it. Now I am playing Detroit Become Human, and it's a shorter game, but I feel like I'm a good 5 hours in. So there's only about 10 hours in the game, so we'll see how things go in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised to see some streamers had already beaten it. I didn't think it's that short.
It's 10 hours, short, super short.
Dang. Maybe there's the replayability factor
I think
if you go
that's-
back and choose different trees.
I think that's the pull to it. In my experience, a lot of those Quantic Dream games, the replayability is not really there because a lot of your choices don't really change, or for those previous games anyway. I think this one's a little different because I have already seen that you can have sequences end in movies. That's not normally the case. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, it's only very select scenes.
Couple of them.
Yeah, like some of them, there is no way to, like, it's going to end this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if there's any replayability for me. I doubt I will replay it again. We'll see, though. All right, so Joshua, Garrett, you're getting my superpower this time just
Okay.
because, I don't know. Just, there you go. I think
Sorry,
you
Joshua.
got my power like the last 3 or 4 times.
He apologized to me. I don't like
Oh,
when
wait.
know.
I think I have
That
one.
sucks, man.
I think I got one for you.
All right,
You think?
Garrett, you have the ability that whenever you log on to a computer, if the password is already there, you will know. I'm sorry, if the username is already in there, like if someone left their username up, you will know a password. That also helps with your passwords. If your username is in the box, you will always know the password for whatever websites. But it also works for other people. So if they leave their username in there, DannyBoy375, you know his password.
That's not a superpower. That's just the rule of the world. If it applies to both people,
What are you talking about?
how is that a superpower for me if everyone has the superpower?
Not everyone has the superpower. I'm saying anytime there's a username in a username box,
including your own,
or anyone else's. Like, let's say you log onto a computer and DannyBoy375 left his username.
Stupid Danny.
You will know his password automatically. Yeah,
I hacked him,
but only if the username is already in there.
Okay,
and you can't remember usernames.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, you know passwords only if you already know if the username's already in there for you.
All right.
What was the number one password? Like when we had that episode, we talked about the number one used passwords.
Oh man, that was a while ago. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It was something stupid. Yeah.
Batman
So,
69.
There's your superpower.
XX Batman 420XX. Okay.
That's great.
I didn't do much my week. I have been going through all the Harry Potter movies.
Wow.
Yeah, just been watching them all. Just each day.
They all on Netflix or you own them all?
They're all on Hulu. If you have the HBO thingy.
Okay.
HBO subscription. They're on HBO.
Is that what it's called? HBO thingy?
Yeah. You sign up, it's extra. Hulu HBO thingy. So I have been watching all the Harry Potter movies. I just watched Deathly Hallows Part 1 today. And I'm gonna cap off my week vacation before I start my new job, with tomorrow's Part 2. In the meantime, between watching these Harry Potter movies, I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 still.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I'm at the end of it. I'm doing the last, dungeon? Palace? So that's been a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to starting the New Game Plus. There's a lot of stuff that you can carry over into the New Game Plus that still some things I want to do. So I'll be doing that next.
Nice.
And that's been it. Harry Potter and Persona.
If I gave you the audiobooks, so now you're going to be listening, like, would you listen to them? Because honestly, it really breaks my heart. Like, I always bust your balls for it, but like, for Harry Potter specifically, it breaks my heart that you only know the movies. You don't know the joy of the books, which are, but
that
you
was
didn't,
it though.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
Man. Freshman
yeah,
year.
it breaks my heart, Garrett. Like, it honestly hurts me that you don't know it.
I
Like,
can't you just be happy that I'm experiencing the story of Harry Potter?
See, but you're not.
It?
Like, you don't know for Harry Potter specifically, you don't know the dichotomy, like the dual nature of like Snape or Professor Snape. Like, you don't understand. You don't get it.
They do paint him a lot in the movies, a lot of the villain role. I know that there's a lot more to it.
Do you know what it is?
Well, only because I watched the whole movie.
What is it?
Isn't that he loved Lily Potter and James was a dick?
See, that's kind of it, but it's not really. But like, when they show the true nature of like that relationship, and they show like he grew up as a small boy growing up alongside of her, like, and he showed her a lot of the magical world before like they went to Hogwarts, because she was Muggle born and he was not, and then he grew up in just their different ways.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't go into that in the movies.
Yeah, they didn't, but they do in the books.
I still don't know what a Half-Blood Prince is.
It's not really
all he says is I'm the Half-Blood Prince. I'm like, oh, okay, what does that mean?
Yeah,
is he part of nobility? Does he have nobility?
You have to figure it out. But yeah, they show like him grow up and grow away from her, and she continues to grow in a different way, and like he begins getting more into the darkness, and she's not, but he still loves her, and he actually doesn't care about her. I mean, he cares about her, but he doesn't try to protect her. But when Voldemort kills her, that's when he turns. He really truly was a dark wizard, but because Voldemort killed his love, it changed everything. And the fact he hates James Potter, he hates James Potter, but he loves Lily so much. Even though he hates Harry, he's willing to save Harry for the love of Lily. Like,
yeah,
just that. It's so powerful in the books, and it's just glossed over in the movies.
It is, and I can tell it is. I don't know to the extent because I haven't seen the movies or read the audiobooks. I guess that's a thing.
And the cool thing about it is that when you're reading the books, you don't know that. You just know that he freaking hates Harry. Harry's like, I've never done anything to you.
Yeah.
But you also see the weirdness of him saving Harry, protecting Harry, treating Harry not nice, but like when it comes down to it, he will do what needs to be done to keep Harry alive. To the point like, why? Why do you care? And then you find out at the end of the books, and when you go back and read the books again, you're like, wow, like the things this man went through to keep Harry alive, even through his literal hate of him. Like he looked at him like he was a crap smear on the floor. I don't know, man. Like it just really hurts my soul. Like all joking aside, that you really need to read the books.
Johnny's crying on the inside.
I am. Like if there's one thing I really implore you, just listen to the books or read them or something, man. Like that's all. Okay. I'm done. I'm done.
All right. I do appreciate that. And
he's still not going to read them, guys. Don't worry.
Well, I mean,
not with that attitude from you.
He was leading up to a butt.
You just gave him an opt-out.
He was already going to take it.
I was going to ask if you could give me the audiobooks, whether I'll play them or not. That's still up in the air. I don't know.
You could have left that part out.
I don't know. I'm being honest. I don't know if I'm going to, but I will have the option.
Fair enough.
That is nice.
Cool.
So yes, I've been watching the Harry Potter movies and playing Persona. Joshua, on to you.
Yep.
And
my fearfully dreaded power.
This is another one of those superpowers I made up.
I mean, aren't all of them made up?
Well, there was that one that Chandler helped me out with.
Oh, yeah.
But this one
is better than bag of holding.
Okay, Joshua. So I've known you for a while, and there's a couple of things you're not great at, such as, I don't know. I think you even mentioned your attention span kind of lingers sometimes, and you tend to have to go to the bathroom a lot.
I drink a lot of water.
That's fair. That's healthy. Yeah, so
don't make fun of me for it.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm giving you a power. So Joshua, you have the power to binge anything and everything. You keep your attention span, you remember every detail, and you have the ability to generate snacks and drinks for as long as you're watching these movies or binging for whatever it is. And as long as you're binging and watching or playing or whatever binge fest you're doing, you don't have to go to the bathroom.
That's cool.
For any reason.
Is there a butt to it?
No.
Now here's the question though. When he does finish, does he immediately have to use the bathroom, commiserate with how much he's ingested? Like let's say he had 9 bags of chips and 2 full liters of soda and 8 burgers. Well, then will he like, all right, TV's done. Like, oh God, and have to go to the bathroom? Like, will it hit him?
Like the superpower he gave?
I'm gonna say no.
Putting poop in other people. Oh God.
So he wouldn't feel the effects of the food that he ate.
I'm gonna say it's not going to all just compile down on you. It's not gonna stack. These buffs or debuffs are not gonna stack.
That's good.
And just you will have to get rid of whatever waste your body's doing, but it doesn't have to all be at once. I mean, maybe
let's say you had to go to the bathroom really bad, or you had to go to the bathroom before you went to sleep, and you sleep and you wake up and you're like, oh God, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, would it be like that?
It would not be like that. It would still be normal. Man. It might be more frequent, but it wouldn't be as.
That'd be awesome.
Like, you don't allow us to implore any ideas on anyone else.
I didn't know, because you try to dictate what my power can or can't do. I asked a question. I didn't say that it does work that way.
You're trying to influence it. After I just said there's no buts, he's like, no buts. But what if he could do this?
I asked a question. I said, does it? I needed to know what the power did, and
that's fair.
I didn't tell him no, Garrett has to. And now I know. But it would be funny if you're like, oh man, I just watched all of The Office,
all the Harry Potter movies,
all 9 seasons, and then like time to, oh God, oh!
Now this superpower does name. I bestowed a name with this power, and if it's not delivery, it's what?
DiGiorno.
It is DiGiorno, but in this case, you're Bingiorno because you can binge stuff. Bingiorno.
What was your week, Joshua?
My week is all right. Nothing is truly special. I picked. Did you get a physical copy of Detroit?
I did.
Oh, can I borrow it when you're
Whoa! I already said I was gonna ask him,
but
you didn't.
You didn't.
You know I was gonna ask him. It was in the Facebook. It was in the Facebook that makes it official.
But I never received this request. Yes, Joshua.
I would like to borrow it sometime in the future.
You don't even have your PS4 right now.
I'm getting to that. Hello, this is my week, not Not Garrett wants to.
Garrett, you can borrow it first. Listen to Harry Potter.
Ooh.
What, all of them? I have to
Damn.
finish all the Harry Potter?
You're going to be working 40 hours a week on the road. Trust me, you'll finish it.
I would like to get my job down before I start having distractions.
Yeah. Well, then I guess you can't borrow.
You played in the waiting game.
So I picked up Detroit. I haven't opened it yet, but my can I finish it? Can I finish it?
You have to open it first.
Can I finish what I'm gonna say? Hold on. This guy
Motherfucker wants to borrow a game he hasn't opened.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up. So I bought the game because I gave my brother my PS4 so he can play God of War. So you really want to play God of War. He finished God of War, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go pick up Detroit, and then on the way home, I'm going to go pick up my PS4. So it's like, Detroit, PS4, home play. So I pick up the game. I don't go to my brother's. I'm like, I'll go tomorrow. He texts me, hey, I really want to play like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. But I don't want to buy Bloodborne, or I don't want to buy Dark Souls because I want to get it on PC. I was like, Bloodborne's on PS4. He's like, I know. I was like, I happen to have it already downloaded. He's like, cool, can I play it? I was like, yeah, I guess I won't play Detroit, so you can play Bloodborne. Sure, why not? So I gave him my login. And then I'm like, oh, if Johnny has a copy, maybe I can borrow it and just return my $60 and get a different game that's going to come out next month. So that's why I didn't open it yet.
Also, I have a third PS4 that if you'd like to borrow or purchase for $175, you may.
Can I borrow your PS4 with Detroit?
Oh my God. You and your brother. Yes, we'll talk about that off.
Sure. So, besides that.
So did you return the game and get another? Are you getting another game?
He still has it. No,
I still have it because we just had this thing. So, I ran through Mega Man Legacy. I finally finished all the gold stuff, and I'm trying to run through a second playthrough to get my damn 100-point achievement that I got stripped of. And then Garrett sends me a Facebook, or he tags me. It's like Xbox Game Pass with Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. And I'm like, God damn it. Now I gotta run through more Mega Man games before I can play anything else.
Yep. But you'll be ready for 11 when it comes out.
Right? So that's what I'm going to be doing in the next couple days.
Cool.
So that's my week.
Awesome, man.
Your superpower. You ready for it?
Yes.
You have the ability. Anything you touch that you wish, I'm giving you an option to do this. You can touch anything and it will melt.
Oh my God.
So it can be, hey, if this ice cream is...
At this point, you're an accomplice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God.
I give Johnny cool powers. So if you have ice cream that's just strictly frozen, you need it to melt a little bit, you touch a little bit, thaws out a little bit, you get that nice, great consistency. If this tree's bugging you, this little tree's in the way, this big ass table that you're trying to get rid of, you don't want it anymore, just melt it away.
Okay.
All those weeds and bushes out there in the back there, you can just melt those away.
Can I make things go back to their normal form?
No. Like, once they're melted, they're done.
Okay, now when it melts, is it like water or is it like sludge or is
It's
it...
some type of
Is it
sludgy...
like magma? Or is it like kind of like, I forget that artist's name, where it has the melting clocks and it just turns liquid and just kind of sinks
Something
down.
like that. Yeah, whatever the consistency of the object is. So if it's like metal, it's going to be like liquid metal. If you're melting like food, it's just going to be liquid food. You know, if you're melting cardboard, I don't know, it's what happens whenever you melt
Now,
cardboard.
can I control it? Can I control like how fast it happens?
You can control the temperature.
Like what I mean, okay. Like if I let's say if I touch a table, can I like slowly make like one leg of the table begin to melt and then like,
Sure.
oh my God, Joshua, thank you.
Sure, whatever. Let's see what kind of
I will be
concoction
one
you
of
came
the
up with.
world's best supervillains.
It doesn't matter because they can't lock them up.
Yeah, fuck me up. My God. My God, Joshua.
So they'll essentially put him in a lockbox and suspend him. So if he melts the cage, then he'll just fall into a pit of lava or something. You can't like melt lava because it's already melted molten lava. So.
I'm sorry. Are we living in the Avatar? Are we living in the Legend of Korra? Like,
I don't know. I'm just saying that there are ways that you could put yourself in a situation where you'll just die. It'll be a saw trap.
I just can't see that. Okay, well, they got to catch me first. They got to get me in the box first.
Can you melt people?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, but they
That's
just got to knock
terrible.
him unconscious. I mean, they can just shoot him.
You want to listen to this? Oh man, God, this power is beautiful. But you know what though? I could be a force for good. I could be a force for good too.
You could be, but you won't.
Like, no, I mean, I would for the correct pricing. So like, someone's trapped
anti-hero.
under rubble. There's people trapped in a mine. Timmy's trapped in the well. Like, it's fine.
Just
like,
melt the well.
Yeah.
But he's still underground. That doesn't solve anything.
You get what I'm saying. But yeah, man, this power's cool. All right, cool. Oh, you know what would be awesome going to the beach? Like, when you're at the beach as a kid, like you're at the beach and you're in the sand that's not necessarily like sandy, but it's kind of moist. And so you try to build a tunnel that connects with like under the sand so you can crawl through. No. Like you make a hole, you dig down like 5 feet and then you try to build sideways and make another hole that connects so you guys can travel through both sides. I could do it easy. I just melt the sand out of the way.
I have not done that.
Yeah. Going back to your kid
Will that
days.
make glass?
No, I don't. No, I don't burn it.
You said you control the temperature.
I would just make it so it melts into like watery, sandy stuff. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that is our show for the week. Ran a little bit long. New format. A lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. So, you know how to reach out to us. Check in with us. Email contact@scspodcast.net or on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad or on Facebook, facebook.com/SuperCoopSquad. Let us know, guys, how you like the podcast, how you like the changes, or just if you're new, if you're enjoying it, let us know. Also, reach out to us and leave us some reviews wherever you happen to be listening to this podcast on iPods, on iPads, on iPhones, anything leave us a review and some stars. That'd be really helpful. Stitcher, whatever, guys. And then lastly, let friends and family know about the show if you're having a good time. You might know somebody else who would probably have a good time listening to us on your drive to work or whatever you might be doing, wasting time. Yeah, whatever's going on. And if you want to chat with us individually, you can find us as well. On Twitter, you can find me at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
And you can find me, Joshua_4_life.
All right, guys. As always, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
Tommy got a sock!